It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Second Motorversary, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, starting off with the cars for this week. There is no bundle, but you do get a free Bugatti Veyron Edition 1. You get this by playing the first event in the summit. They gift you the car, and then you're going to use that car in the ensuing speed trap and slalom. So it's really nice, just a free Bugatti this week, even though this Bugatti is particularly painful to drive. Anyways, there's no additional vehicles, but I strongly recommend having Scorebreaker with Skilled and Pure as your affix in the Hypercar category, along with Nitrochemist with Pure and Frenetic for that speed trap in the same Hypercar category. The keys to the summit absolutely is Slipstream. If you have a Slipstream partner, you're going to get much better scores. You just really can't get the speed that you can with a Slipstream partner, so you definitely want to do that if you can. If not, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you can absolutely get platinum without having a Slipstream partner, but it's important to take advantage of it if you have it. All right, here are the rewards for this week. And there's no pro settings to talk about, and then we'll get into the events. All right, the first event is called Your Birthday Present, and this is that one where you complete this event, they give you a free Bugatti. This event is the longest event in the game. It's called the Big Maui Tour, or the Maui Big Tour, and there's a lot to it. I just want to go through some of the things that helped me. The number one tip I have for you is don't overdrive this Bugatti. It is actually better to slow down earlier for the corner than to brake late and, you know, end up missing the corner, missing the gutter, that type of thing, going off the road. It is a long race, so just pace yourself. Don't go crazy on every single corner trying to maximize all of your speed, unless of course you have the skill to do so. But if you did, you probably wouldn't be watching this guide. So anyways, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some of the little things that I recommend doing. All right, this first section is all about hitting these couple of gutters. You have one here that you should hit at about 6%, just so the car doesn't fly off the corner there. And then you're going to hit this one here, and you're going to hit the next one at the bottom of the hill here. So you want to try to hit those if you can. Now, manage your NOS to where you're going fast here, but you're not out of NOS when you get to this corner. Because when you get to this corner, you can kind of cut this grass a little bit. You're going to need a full tank of NOS to get yourself up to speed. This is a long highway section. And again, if you have Slipstream, obviously that's going to help. But if you don't, you need NOS in order to get yourself up to speed. So here we go. We got all these highways up to here. On this corner here, I'd cut it. Just slow down a lot and just cut across. Now, same thing here. Manage your NOS until you get to this section here. You don't have to use a whole bunch, but you can use a little bit before you get to this corner here. Slow down for this corner at 28. And then back to managing your NOS to try to get your car back up to top speed. All right, if we fast forward to this corner here, you're going to cut across the grass on the left. Try to keep the car as gripped up as possible. You got to stay on the throttle and then feather the brakes. After this bridge, you're also going to cut this corner here. Again, look how slow I'm going on these. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to end up in the grass. You're just going to lose more time. So just take your time on some of these corners. All right, you get up the hill here, nothing here, nothing here. I strongly recommend on this section right here, use these block walls to slow yourself down, because the car kind of lifts. You can see it lift here, and you lose brakes for a moment. And this is what happens when that happens. So you go through here, you're going quick, can't brake fast enough, and then you overshoot the corner like I did and have to come to almost a complete stop. So don't do that. All right, after you get by this little lake here, you're going to cut across the dirt here at about 55%. Try not to hit that wall. I did it on accident. Then cut right here by the checkpoint and to the left of the bridge. Use air NOS. Use air NOS again. Get yourself going again. All right, you're following the path here. I recommend getting on the curb a little bit on this right side here. Helps you cut the corner, and the same thing here. I did it kind of badly there. You can go through those fences. And then this one you can extend out into the parking lot if you have to, but it was pretty sloppy by me. Now this next section is a very technical section. So you're gonna be going through the bamboo forest through here. There's not really any cuts or anything I can tell you. Just you're gonna use the gutter on almost every single turn that you're in. So just make sure you're not over driving. You have to brake early with this car. It doesn't have any brakes. It's a heavy car. It understeers like crazy. You have to put it in the gutter. So just remember that. Just get in these gutters, take them in fourth, take them in third, and just remember just don't overdrive this. This section is very technical. Once you get through here though, you're basically done. There is a cut here at 82. I would go across the grass right by the trees. Just makes that a little bit easier. Now this section is extremely long, so you just follow in the road. There's no cuts here. This last little section here, you can cut across or drift like I did. You want to get here like somewhere before 8 minutes if you can. If not, it's okay. I mean, around 8 minutes. This corner is very easy to overshoot. Notice I did on that one, but because I spent 8 minutes doing this race, I wasn't about to restart it. So there you go. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is a deliver the vehicle with vehicle health, meaning there's no checkpoints in the entire thing. So the best thing to do is just to find the best path. I don't have the exact best. I'm sure there's someone out there with a good, like super solid path. Here's what I was doing. Here's the overall path of this. On this first part here, what you want to try to do is get onto this highway as soon as possible. So you can go through here, cut through the trees and get onto the highway and then get yourself going. Now you're going to stay on the highway. So let me show you that. So the cut through the trees happens at about 7-ish miles. Right after you go underneath this bridge, this is where you want to cut. So you can see it on the mini map there. You're going to cut across. I kind of took a weird path, to be honest with you. I could have gone more right, I think. Then there was a bunch of trees. And so now I'm just kind of finding my way through here to try to get to the highway. And once I get to the highway, that's it. I stay on the highway. Now, the crucial part is here where the yellow line tells you to go into the tunnel there. You don't have to do that at all. You can just stay on the left side here and follow it around. So stay on the highway here. Even though it's telling you to get off here, you stay on the highway. And when you see the volcano on your right side after this turn, see the volcano there? This is your cue that on the next turn, you're going to be cutting across to the road down below. So on this one, I slowed down a little bit because I didn't want to hit trees. Still almost hit a tree. And this road here is what you want to connect with. Now, obviously, these are not optimized. The first time I tried this path ended up being a really good one. I think I got second at the time in terms of the points and score, but that's it. Then you stay on this road, stay to the left on this little Y section, and that is it, dude. Super easy. You got 2 grass cuts and stay to the left on that Y section and you're good. So there you go. All right, the next event is not that tricky. There's a couple of cuts, so let me fast forward to those. Right here after the bridge at about 4%, you can cut across. Try to control the car across the bridge or across the grass. Don't want to lose the back end there. All right, right here, right before you get to the roundabout, you're just going to go straight through it. Make sure you aim to the left of that tree right there. You can see it from the other side of the road. You go right through these trees, use air NOS to get the car moving, and you're on the way. You're on your way. When you get to the end of this bridge, you can kind of cut across the grass a little. I missed it a little. I should have cut in a little bit harder there. All right, aside from this last little spot here, I used the bricks to slow the car down for this turn so I don't end up in the wall. That set of bricks was a little unintentional. Didn't mean that. That's basically it. It's a pretty simple race with a couple of cuts. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is a police chase. It's a rivals event. So the way to get the most points in this is by hitting the car head on. So you want to go past them. And then when you see the timer like this, you can just flip around and then take the car head on. It's the most points you're going to get. You don't have to worry about the timing of it. That's 204,000. You can get way more than that, actually. You don't have to worry about how much time it takes. The time is completely irrelevant in this game mode. It's all about hitting those head-on collisions, getting the most points possible. I don't know what the minimum points is to get, like, you know, a top score, but I will say that it's probably less than what I ended up doing. If you only do head-on collisions, you're 100% going to get a max score. So just keep that in mind. Like, look at this. The last collision, I think, let me see. This was the last collision. I was already at 1,000,000 points. The last collision here, I ended up with a whole bunch. 437,000 for that one collision. So yeah, head-on collisions, definitely the way to go. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is from the Red Bull playlist. This is the 488 GT3 AF Corsa, and you're on the track. There's not a lot of like secrets to this one. There's one cut, and the rest of it is just driving skill. You got to keep the car on the road. going as fast as possible. So let me show you the cut here. This S-turn is a little bit tricky as well. Just make sure you take it a little bit slow so the car lifts a little on that turn. Slow down a little bit more. All right, try managing your NOS so that here at about 55, you can go up this hill and blast it in 5th or 6th. You can use a lot of NOS here because you got time to recover. Now, when you get up the hill, you're gonna go straight to the checkpoint and reset. That means you have to turn rewind off in your settings in order to reset. Basically the only cut there is. The rest of it is just staying on the road, making sure you're using these gutters, making sure like this particular turn here at the end of this straight, you can go way faster than you think as long as you're gonna hit that gutter. Ended up with a pretty decent time. I think I got 2nd overall or something like that. Anyways, let's move on. All right, the next event is on the Robbie Madison bike. This is the action list one. Now, I admit my score is definitely not the fastest. I'm sure there's like a really optimized way to do this, but what I've got gets you a really, really good score in the summit. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did and kind of talk about it. When this first drop, I drop it into 2nd. We grab these two targets here, and then you want to get through these guys before they close and turn around. And then you're going to grab a few more here after those things move. So then turn around. This is getting your targets, and it should get you a couple of near misses as well. Then you go off this ramp and land in a wheelie so that you can get your water wheelie done. Then go ahead and head for this ramp. Grab this one and do a backflip. You got to do 2 backflips, and you're going to do them right here on these 2 ramps. So right here, another backflip. Now your backflips are done. You're working on targets and near misses. So you get those basically at the same time. So grab the targets, grab this target. Try not to miss this target. I did. It definitely helps to have extra targets. And then you're going to be going back and forth on this particular section. So you got 3, turn around, go through it again. And I kind of messed up on the timing here, so I had to kind of go around everything. But it does give you your near misses as well, so you're trying to do that as well. So go through it again and turn around. Go through it one more time. I went around it because, yeah, I wasted way too much time in this. But that's basically what you're doing. You go through it one more time. Now, when you're done with this one, when you get to about 29, see, I'm at 32 as I finish. You only need 3 more, and these are really easy. You grab that one, you grab one here, and then you got another one here. And then you can just drive straight to the... See, I wasted time jumping up here as well. You drive straight to the finish from there. That's the easiest way. All right, let's move on. All right, lastly, let's talk about this race here with the F80. This is the last race of the summit. And there's really only one cut that you can do here. There's actually 2, but the last one is crazy. I'll show you what it is. I talked about it on stream, but shout out to Oz for this crazy Oz cut that he made. But I wouldn't even bother attempting it. You probably get a good score without it. Anyway, so you get to the top of this hill, and you can cut across this grass here. And down the mountain there, cross, and go ahead and use NOS to get yourself going again. That's basically it. The rest of it is literally staying on the road. So there you go. Let me show you guys the Oz cut. And you only want to do this on the very end of the race, the 2nd lap. All right, sorry about the quality of it. It's just YouTube. But basically, you can see where you are on the minimap here. There's a huge jump that he's going to do through this checkpoint. Jump. A lot of NOS off the house, bounces off the house, and lands in the finish line. Probably saves, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds. If you want to try to attempt that, go for it, but that thing is crazy. So there you go. All right, first up for the feats, let's talk about the slalom. Pretty easy. Just have score breaker on your parts. Use this part set that I'm showing you right here. Score breaker, skilled, and pure as your affix. After that, you literally just need to drive it. Like, you don't even have to go fast. So just drive it with those parts. You're good to go. All right, and finally for the speed trap, you guessed it, there's a crazy jump that you need to do. So when you get to the speed trap, you just go right, go up through this section here, and this is essentially where you're going to be coming down as well. You can see the ghost above right there. Yeah. You're going to drive all the way up this hill till you get to this little flat spot right here, and then you're going to turn around and drive back down exactly where you went. So I'll show you this. This was a clean run. This was not my fastest time. I actually optimized it a little further, but you're going right here, headed for the little clearing there next to the 2 palm trees on the left. use NOS, and land in the speed trap zone. That was it. That was 294, but my best I think was a 325. So that's how they're getting those high scores. All right, here are my final scores. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to send me a DM if you have any questions. I'll try to answer and help you guys out with your score as much as possible. Thank you so much. Hope this helps, and I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.